Welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate all the support on the Mark Williams video. So right into more trade content. We're talking about De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs, and we're going to break down some film from their first game together in a close win over the Hawks. I think they've also played against Charlotte, but I haven't had a chance to watch that one yet. Fox actually starting this one, turning defense into offense, but like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the bell that YouTube tells us to do to boost the algorithm. But this is our first glimpse of the De'Aaron Fox-Victor Wembanyama pairing, and finally getting Wemby, who's blossoming into one of the best offensive players in the league, another true offensive star. Like, Vassell is a great offensive player, but not quite the level of Fox. Castle is impressive for a rookie. Paul and Barnes are role guys, but Fox is gonna make life easier for Wemby to still take his insane 27-footers contested. Just, I don't know what to say about his shooting at this point. We saw a pretty good amount of Wemby getting screens from guards in this game. Obviously doesn't score here, but I'm interested by their decision to start Paul and Fox right here because there is some spacing concerns. Neither are high-level off-ball shooters at this point in their careers. So I could imagine there being some clogged spacing at times, but that's definitely something to monitor going forward because it is really nice for them to be able to have one of Paul or Fox to feed Wembanyama to his spots where he can score at pretty much any time on the floor. That's just going to be a really nice thing for the Spurs to be able to have. And, of course, Fox is just instant offense scoring, but interested in the play design here, right? With Wemby off the floor, the Spurs play no centers, especially Sohan against the shorter big in Onyeka. They have Chris Paul switch, and this is something we see a lot of teams do. The Hawks just want to switch this since Dyson and Risa are similar-sized guys, but, of course, Risa is a much less threatening defender than Dyson Daniels, who's arguably been the best perimeter defender in all of basketball this year. And that's an easy play right there. So good stuff play design-wise right there. Fox just skipping to Chris Paul. It's going to be so nice for the non-Wemby lineups to have a guy like Fox who defenses send two defenders at, and that creates open shots for teammates. That just wasn't happening when Wemby was off the floor because no one else could create that kind of gravity on and off the ball. But it definitely looks like Fox is going to be some of that guy. Another one of these cross screens for Wemby, as I was talking about. We're skipping around a little bit in this video, but interesting stuff right here. Just classic flex screens right here where Paul sets it, Wemby comes around, gets a little space from Hunter and just fronts him with position. This is the stuff that people have been wanting from Wemby, and I just wanted to throw it in because it's Wemby is getting his ass on the block, folks. I promise you. It's coming. His ability to score on the interior. He's been excellent at that this season. But back to Fox and just the ability to be a shot maker and to create. If there is one issue, though, it is the three-point shooting, right? Fox hasn't been shooting the ball well this year. He hasn't been a consistent shooter throughout his career. So to what extent are defenses going to be able to, kind of sag off of him and play and kind of put more attention on other players? But he really took over as a scorer and a creator in this third quarter, or in this second quarter, where Fox was just showcasing what he can do. Of course, Fox has always been incredible at generating paint touches, gets in the middle, kicks out to a wide open Barnes, and check the manipulation as well here for Mr. Fox, where he's, until he kind of he starts his jump staring at the corner, DeAndre Hunter is going to sink that way and leave Harrison Barnes wide open for three at the top of the key. Fox is an excellent passer. He's not like a Trey or Chris Paul level passer per se in their primes, but Fox is a really impressive player and can make some awesome reads. And again, we see one of the hallmarks to me of superstar guards and real star guard is being able to handle double team. So this is a very weak double team right here, right? But they send two bodies here at Fox, and when Fox releases this pass, again, he fakes to Vassell in the corner, Hunter goes, and Sohan is wide open. It is a masterclass of kind of slow play manipulation, which I feel is opposite of what a lot of people think of Fox as this blinding quick driver, which in some ways he is, but Fox is really a lot more deliberate these days, which I don't know how many people really realize. His rim frequency is way down from a couple years ago. He shoots more mid-range shots than he ever has before, and he's really damn good at them. In the past, I think Fox might have just kind of tried to put pressure on the rim right here to either score or find Sohan or a skip pass out there, but instead Fox is going to kind of cross back, step back to his spot. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's kind of more of a bad thing if I guess you had to put it on one, because part of what has always made Fox so damn special is his speed and his driving, but he is so damn good in the mid-range. And again, we see his change of pace and his speed and his acceleration, but instead of getting shots at the basket, it's kind of putting Onyeka Okongwu on skates, hesitate, pull up, wide open mid-range jumper. It's just a different flavor of De'Aaron Fox, and he closes out the second half here, hitting another awesome pull-up jumper right here, where, yeah, I mean, this is just a kind of a bailout creation option that the Spurs hadn't had on the roster outside of Wembanyama before, which is obviously huge. And they open up the second half involving Paul, Fox, and Wemby in an action right here. You have Wembanyama screening for De'Aaron Fox, who's going to fake a pitch back, which makes Trae Young and Dyson Daniels kind of get confused. Hunter has to stick to Wemby, right? So Fox, of course, when he wants to use his speed, can still get downhill all the way to the rim whenever he wants. That's one of the main things that's always made Fox a great player. He's going to bump and take the mid-range right there. Just notice how comfortable he is, even against an elite defender like Dyson Daniels, who can turn and chase and cut his angles off. Fox is just stopping. He loses the ball for a second, but he's so comfortable resetting and pulling into this mid-range. Like, I remember Dyson, there was a Kings-Hawks game earlier in the year where Dyson had a strip on Fox to effectively win the game. But I think Fox kind of got him back in a lot of ways in this one. But this is going to be the thing, right? To what extent can defenses just do this? Have Fox's defenders shade way off to help have another corner defender shading way off and just live with the late closeouts or leaving Fox open from three. So, again, not a huge long-term concern especially, but definitely something to notice. And another example here of Fox's shift in tendencies working for the worst. They try to screen Vassell here to get Trae Young switched on, but Daniels does a good job staying attached, and Fox definitely has a bit of a lane here. He has Dyson on. Oh, wow, I did not mean to go that crazy. He has Dyson on his hip. He's generated leverage, meaning he's below Dyson, and could probably try to explode to the rim, but he's just not as willing or able or has the desire to do that. So he settles for a pretty tough fadeaway jumper that he isn't able to hit. So I do think that's something worth monitoring. And then this play right here, this is just some beautiful basketball where it starts up top with De'Aaron Fox screening for Wembanyama, right? They want to switch this because they don't want to give Fox any space. This opens up a pass to Wembanyama, which Onyeka covers, which in turn opens up the pass to the corner, and then the Spurs just play beautiful give and go, read and react basketball. Of course, when Victor Wembanyama has just become an unbelievable big man passer. And we're shifting to the fourth quarter now, where we can again see some of Fox's limitations as a driver these days, where he has Onyeka Okongwu switched onto him, who has been a pretty poor defender, all things considered, this year. Is able to get a bit of a step, but again, don't see that much explosion from him here. Trying to hang in the air and contort, where I feel like Fox of a couple years ago would dunk this ball, especially without real rim protectors hanging back there. But of course Wembanyama's going to get the ball, and then game tied 123 to 123. Fox driving with a clear out, unable to score at the rim, but Wemby back for the tip in, and that's the pairing you want to see. And this time Fox, like I said, he can get all the way to the rim when he wants, blows right by Dyson. I really do like this kind of 4-1 spacing where they've got 4 Spurs on the baseline and just all of this room for Fox to work, even against a defender like Dyson. And though the shot doesn't go in, I think that's a pretty good look that you can't argue with most of the time. And then on the final possession of the game right here, they go to the Fox-Wembanyama pick and roll. And we're going to see how the Hawks are trying to defend this again. They send 2 up to Fox for whatever reason, right? Daniels is trying to cut his angle off. Hunter is kind of just out of whack here and doesn't know where to be, but Fox sees this breakdown, finds Wemby, and he just almost yams over Onyeka Okongwu, ends up making his free throw to end up winning the game there for the Spurs. But this was an awesome first taste of the Fox-Victor Wembanyama pairing. We saw some of the kind of pick and roll between them, of course, but the way that Fox's gravity and scoring and creation opens up new avenues for the Spurs when Wemby is off the floor. And I'm very excited to see just see this offense against more good teams as they continue to gel. And just how they fare against the best teams in the West. But let me know what you think of this fit and the trade overall, and I hope you're having a nice day or night.